Today, we're exploring one of nature's most remarkable phenomena, long-distance bird migration. Every year, billions of birds undertake journeys spanning thousands of miles, crossing continents and oceans. Some travel from the Arctic to Antarctica and back again. But why? Why would a creature that weighs less than a deck of cards fly halfway around the world, facing storms, predators, and exhaustion? The answer lies in a fascinating interplay of food, survival, and evolutionary adaptation. The first reason is the fundamental. At its core, bird migration is about resources and survival. The primary driver is food availability. In temperate and polar regions, seasons bring dramatic changes. During summer, these areas explode with life, insects swarm, plants produce seeds, and daylight extends for up to 20 hours. This abundance creates perfect breeding conditions. Birds can raise their young with plentiful food and minimal competition. But winter transforms these landscapes. Insects disappear, water freezes, and food becomes scarce. Rather than endure these harsh conditions, birds have evolved to follow the resources. They migrate to warmer regions where food remains available. It's essentially a seasonal commute, trading one productive habitat for another as conditions change. This strategy has proven so successful that roughly 40% of the world's bird species are migratory. Reason number 2 is breeding advantages. Migration isn't just about escaping winter, it's about maximizing reproductive success. The Arctic and northern regions offer unique breeding advantages. First, there's the extended daylight. In summer, northern latitudes experience nearly 24-hour daylight, allowing parent birds to forage almost continuously to feed their hungry chicks. More feeding time means healthier, faster-growing offspring. Second, there's a boom in insect populations during brief northern summers. These protein-rich insects provide ideal nutrition for growing chicks. Third, competition is reduced. By flying thousands of miles north, migratory birds avoid competing with resident tropical species that breed year-round. They essentially have temporary access to prime real estate with abundant resources and fewer competitors. The investment in migration pays dividends in offspring survival rates. The third reason is energy and adaptation. You might wonder, isn't migration incredibly costly? It absolutely is. Some birds lose up to 50% of their body weight during migration. Arctic terns fly 25,000 miles annually, essentially from pole to pole and back. Bar-tailed godwits fly non-stop for over 7,000 miles across the Pacific Ocean, a journey taking 8 to 9 days without rest. Yet birds have evolved extraordinary adaptations that make this possible. They undergo hyperphagia before migration, essentially binge eating to build fat reserves that serve as fuel. Their respiratory and cardiovascular systems are incredibly efficient, allowing sustained flight at high altitudes. Some species can even shrink non-essential organs temporarily to reduce weight and then regrow them at the destination. Birds navigate using multiple systems: the Earth's magnetic field, star patterns, the sun's position, landmarks, and even smell. These adaptations didn't develop overnight. They're the result of millions of years of evolution, refined over countless generations. The third reason is climate and changing patterns. Migration patterns are finely tuned to climate and seasonal cues. Birds time their journeys based on day length, temperature changes, and food availability. However, climate change is disrupting these ancient rhythms. Spring is arriving earlier in many regions, causing insects to emerge before migratory birds arrive. This mismatch threatens breeding success. Some bird populations are shifting their ranges northward or shortening their migration distances in response to warming temperatures. Habitat loss along migration routes presents another challenge. Many birds rely on specific stopover sites to rest and refuel. When these critical areas are destroyed by development or pollution, birds face longer flights without rest. Despite these challenges, birds demonstrate remarkable adaptability. Some species are adjusting their timing, while others are exploring new routes. Understanding these changes helps conservation efforts protect the habitats and corridors these incredible travelers need. Bird migration reminds us that nature operates on a global scale. These small creatures connect ecosystems across continents, driven by the simple imperatives of survival and reproduction. The journeys, honed over millions of years, represent one of evolution's most impressive achievements, and one we're still working to fully understand. Thank you.